Hi, you're listening to Dead Dad Disco with me, Matty.
And me, Marina.
Together we're exploring the complexities, memories and laughter around the grief of our dead dads.
So maybe you like disco.
Maybe you don't.
Maybe you like talking about your dead dads.
Maybe you don't.
Either way,
we hope that you can get something from this. Hi and welcome to Dead Dad Disco.
Episode 3. I have been told to move away.
Episode 4?
Oh my god, it's episode 4. You'd think by the 4th episode, listeners, that we might have got more professional, but that is not the case. Which is unfortunate because today, and this is maybe why I got it wrong because I'm so excited, is our first ever episode where we are bringing on a guest. And I'm going to jump in straight away because Matty is just looking at me like, oh my God, Marina, calm down. Please. But I can't because I'm just going to explode.
Get back in your box.
I'm going to jump in and say straight away, can we say a huge welcome, drum roll please. This will probably sound terrible, but let's try it. To our first guest on Dead Dad Disco, we have the wonderful, the fantastic Rosie Wilby. Oh, the crowd goes wild. You're probably already sick of my voice, listeners, but I am going to say I have so much admiration for you, Rosie. Oh. We're trying to work out before we hit record how long we've known each other. And I think it's since 2012 was the first time that I met you.
We were competing in the Olympics.
Yes.
No, not.
I wish. Before we get into that, because I do have a fun story to share. Listeners, if you do not know who Rosie Wilby is, then my goodness me, you have been missing out all these years. Rosie, I have so many strings to her bow. She is a fantastic author. I'm going to say that first of all with her brilliant book, The Breakup Monologues, which I have read. It just absolutely blows it out of the water, looking at relationships and what we think about monogamy and everything else in and around it in between, as well as being jam-packed full of your brilliant humour. She's also a fantastic stand-up comedian. I mean, you do just about everything. You were in a band as well. People don't know this.
Yeah, I was. Yeah,
musician
years
first.
Before comedy, and then people just told me to stop and just do the talking part. Yeah, I wasn't sure then for a minute what the etiquette is about joining in with your own drum roll.
Oh, you could do that.
So I sort of did it half-heartedly. I did it in a tentative manner. But yeah, thank you for what a wonderful introduction. Thank you.
Oh, I think you can tell, listeners, I'm like a little child over here. I had to be moved away from the microphone and away from Rosie.
Yeah, just stay over there, please.
Staring. So I met you, Rosie, back in 2012.
Yeah.
I was performing with my comedy duo back then, a sketch duo.
Yeah.
And we performed, actually, it was here in Devon.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, so Rosie had made the long trek down. I was just starting out, so you were headlining the gig. You were the big London gig, the headliner from London coming down. And we were performing in Topsham Village Hall.
But it was packed, wasn't it?
It was.
And this is
busy.
comedy.
Yeah, I should explain that. Rosie did stand-up.
You did sit down.
I did.
Sketching.
I did sketching. I attempted to do the stand-up.
I guess it was like a bit of sort of variety night, maybe.
Yeah.
Comedy variety type night that these two women had organised.
Yeah, which back then, ladies and gentlemen, in 2012 was a very rare thing. Still sadly is. So
it was all women on the bill, right?
Yeah, it was all women. We were so blown away. We were quite used to playing at men's working clubs with men. Not playing with men, sorry. I should say.
That's a different show.
That's my kind of...
Yeah, that's Matty's.
Working men's club.
But yeah, my funny to this is when I knew I was always going to hit it off with you, Rosie. We were playing this gig and it was packed out. It was run by local people. Fantastic night. And halfway through, Rosie was due to go on. We were in the green room backstage, and the promoters came backstage and said, "Oh, Rosie, if it's okay, we'd like to offer you something to do for the evening, and if we could break your set up halfway."
Well, they came back, didn't they? Like it was going to be some great honour.
Yes.
Like maybe I was presenting a medal to some sort of local hero or something. Yeah.
We were all on the edge of our seat, like, "Oh my God, what's this going to be? This is going to be something really special." And to this day, Rosie, I hold my hat off to you. I really do. Because the lady was so gracious. The lady turned around to you and went, "We've decided that we will let you announce The meat raffle or something.
I had to find a convenient moment halfway through my comedy set
Yes.
to do this.
It was honestly, you were so lovely to her because obviously it's a big deal in Devon. Even to this day, meat raffles are still a thing.
So was I not? Did I say, oh, of course I will?
You were very admirable. You were beautiful about it. You were like, I would love to. Thank you very much. And then she shut the door and you went, what the fuck? And honestly, I think that shaped my younger comedian years. Sitting at the back of that hall, I was like, we have got to watch this. And you're getting halfway through your set and they're going, anyway, we're going to stop that now. Who's won the large ham hock?
That was my favourite part.
It was brilliant, mate. The way you handled that meat was fantastic.
I love a meat raffle.
I can imagine you would, mate.
Absolutely.
You would have gone for the meat raffle and suffered the comedy, I imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah, I hold that as one of my favourite memories of you,
Aww.
Rosie. Absolutely brilliant. And yeah, big up the Topsham comedy scene
Yes.
and their meat raffles.
So it's that time of the show where we find out how we all are. Bringing it down, as always.
We always need you to be the downer, Matty.
Oh, always down. So how, Marina?
Yeah.
Let's start with you.
Yeah.
Just because I'm looking at you. How are you? What's going on?
How am I? I am finding all of this really...
Exciting! Obviously.
Yeah, I'm finding it so useful to be able to even think about my grief and how it can help other people. I know that sounds very wanky. But I'm in a probably elevated play state with it all just because it's nice to do something with it after probably 16 years of not being able to do anything with it. And I really enjoyed the last episode we did. We talked about iceberging and feeling okay to say that, and how many people have said to me they iceberg as well, and finding out that it's an actual medical thing.
It's an actual medical thing. And I've not been able to have a bath in the same way.
Without looking below the surface
Without
and
looking
craggy
below.
bits. So I'm still in the bath. I'm still floating along, looking at my craggy bits under the water and being like, it's all right. You know, I don't need to show everyone my craggy bits, but if they ask, here you go.
They're only for me.
That's probably best.
Rosie, how are you? What's going on?
I am just back out in the real world. I've not been to prison this time. I've been on a writing retreat with very limited Wi-Fi. Just nearby, Totley Barton. That's how we have come to be able to meet in person in Exeter. And it's been quite an intense creative time. But what was interesting about meeting with fellow writers, some of whom, there's a whole range of ages actually within this group, but some of whom are my sort of age, is it does mean you meet other people who have lost their dads within maybe the last few years. Whereas when I lost my mum a very long time ago, there were so few of my peers who'd lost a parent yet. So it was a very sort of alienating experience because there was nobody to really talk to or share it with. Whereas now you are, even though you don't sort of sit around and necessarily talk about it like this, you're around other people who've been through that, and it just came up naturally in conversation. And so I think that just makes you feel maybe not alone or seen in some way. So that's reassuring, even though it's been quite an intense week.
I have to say, kudos to you, Rosie, for coming from an intense writer's retreat, returning to the real world, and then bam, you're stuck in a room with me and Matty doing this.
Well, you have promised me lunch.
I have actually. I have made you a fantastic lunch. It was pure bribery that has got rid
Yes.
of you. And so how are you, Matty?
I thought I was going to have to ask myself.
We can if you want.
No, that would be absolutely psychopathic. How am I? So, been okay. Just been okay. Still masking. It's been like, so I've been finding myself in these points of like comfortableness or deflected completely from grief or thinking about my dead dad. And then thinking like, oh, great, brilliant. What a successful morning. And then something will happen and then automatically it's like, I sit down and everything's just tumbled and it's just all shit.
Oh, lovely. So a real seesaw.
A real seesaw.
So it's less iceberg this week,
more seesaw. Well, more like, I describe it came to me when I was trying to I was in bed and I was like, oh, God, nice. You get to bed and you're like, this is nice and comfortable. And then you're like, this is great. This hasn't happened for a while, me feeling comfortable. And then one of the fucking corners of the fitted sheet will just spring out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
God, yeah.
Oh.
Really annoying.
And then you've got to kind of get out of that, like, you're stuck in that uncomfortable moment of, like, everything's creased up. And you've got to make such an effort to get back into that comfortable place. Kind of just like when you're grieving, that you fall into this kind of darkness and you're like, right, well, I've got to do something really major to make myself better. I've got to go for a fucking run. And it's just such a big effort to then put yourself back in this comfortable place. And then the next fucking corner of the fitted sheet will just come out. So at the end of like your half an hour of just toying in comfortableness and uncomfortableness and wriggly, sweaty sheets, you just put up with it, don't you? And you just hope that you'll fall asleep in the uncomfortableness.
Where do you get these analogies from? This is brilliant.
It's coming out in my new book called Metaphor. No, it's not. I couldn't write a book.
I also
if I
want to
tried.
know where you're getting your fitted sheets, so
Yeah.
I can avoid this particular manufacturer.
I bet it's IKEA.
It's terrible.
It is, isn't it? It's IKEA.
It is actually IKEA. It is actually IKEA.
See,
And
I
also, they're probably not fitted. This wasn't surviving. But yeah, it just kind of occurred to me that, God, this is that thing, isn't it? You try to get really comfortable and then something screws it up.
Yes.
And then it's just the effort to put yourself into that comfortable place with grief. It's such an effort sometimes for such a short-lived pleasure.
Feeling okay.
Just feeling okay.
We are going to kick off this episode 4.
We're going to kick off.
We're going to kick off. Yeah, come on then, mate.
I'm going to kick off. I'm going to shit up.
We decided we're bringing guests on the show, and Rosie being the first one, our little guinea pig, we want to have a signature guest question. So for every guest that comes in, they get a special question to kick off the
Signature
episode.
guest question.
Oh, is that our theme tune?
It is now.
Signature guest question.
I'm so sorry, listeners. And Rosie, who suffered that. So we decided for you, Rosie, this is going to be your signature guest question, which is, is there anything about grief that you want to debunk?
Yes, there is. Thank you for your question. Because I've talked about different forms of grief for many years, because obviously you've very kindly mentioned my book, The Breakup Monologues, also a podcast. So I've often talked to people about breakups and the sort of grief we feel after a relationship ends, which is not dissimilar to the grief you might feel after a bereavement. There are different elements to it, but some commonalities. And I find it really interesting how these different types of grief sort of overlap, because actually my first big breakup happened soon after I lost my mum. And those two things felt very, very interlinked. But I've noticed the thing that people always ask you when you've had a breakup or some type of loss, like a relationship, people will say, well, how long were you together? As if that somehow determines how sorry for you they should feel and how much attention they should give your state of, sadness and chaos and, bewilderment. And it's similar with a death. They'll be sort of like, oh gosh, who's died? As if that starts to determine how sorry for you they should feel. And then when you say who it is, and you might say it's one of your parents, it's my father who passed away, then they'll say this weird and ridiculous thing. They'll say, were you close?
Oh, God.
And you just think,
well, we were, but not anymore.
I mean, obviously some people might not be close to their parents, but it's still such a profound loss because...
Yeah, either way.
Either way, because if you were close, then it is terrible because that person is not there anymore,
Yeah.
that you're so used to maybe spending so much time with, communicating with. But if you weren't that close, then you haven't had that closure and that time to heal the relationship. Maybe you didn't get to see them before they died. Maybe you didn't want to. So there's still profound things that are going on. And I just hate this idea that there's some kind of mathematical formula for something so chaotic. I mean, people have become obsessed with the 5 stages of grief and thinking that they happen in some kind of sequence, that they happen in order, and they're like, well, I'm on anger now, and next week I'll be on denial.
Level 5.
As if there's an end, which often there isn't.
No.
The grief final boss.
Yeah, such a valuable point. Yeah.
And you talk about close, like, were you close to your father? But no, I'm still close. He's still there, right next to me, in the wardrobe. But some people have those things. But I remember somebody told me to get a teddy bear made from like my dead dad's old shirts.
Oh, God.
Oh.
And I thought, what a fucking crazy idea.
Oh, my God.
That sounds horrible. Might as well just have it made of his skin.
That's probably been done.
Because I didn't want to, it probably has. Not by me. But it kind of, I felt like I just had to say, yes, please, that would be great. That would really help me. So this lady had sewn together this bear.
No.
All different patchworks of my dad's shirt.
Oh, my God.
Really?
And for this whole time I've had to fake, like, oh, thank you. And like,
Is it like where you've got to have the bag with you when you're going to see this person?
I put it into a bag for life, covered it up with my coat, and I've never really looked at it again.
Oh
Sometimes its peery little eye will peek out from the wardrobe, and I'm like, nope,
Oh, my
not today, dead dad bear.
Dead bear.
Dead dad bear. We'll get him and we'll take a picture of it.
Please do.
Well, I
Do you know,
can't.
every episode you say something that just always
You know
surprises
what,
me.
though? When I went to pick up Dad's ashes, I wished I'd had a bag
To
to put them in. So it could have been really useful.
My dad's ashes.
Dead bag.
Dead bag.
Dead bag.
There's some merch for us.
Well, my dead dad came in with his ashes in a bag that looked like a bottle bag that you get from, that you give people away. Like the first instant was thought, oh, I could use that bag after.
Well, I thought giving Dad's ashes is some terrible sort of paper bag. I mean, the irony was it was definitely not a bag for life. And I thought, well, the ashes are too heavy for this bag. I really need a dead dad bag.
Yeah.
Need a dead
This, we can add this to the merch.
I hope this is the content you're here for, listeners, because I certainly am. Rosie, tell us a bit about your dad. What's his name? What was he like?
So he was called Brian Wilby. And sometimes people would address his letters incorrectly and call him Brain Wilby, which actually was not inappropriate because he was an incredibly brilliant mathematician and maths lecturer at a college of higher education in Ormskirk, where we lived for all of my life and where he continued to live for the rest of his life. And he was incredible. He saw maths in a really creative way and would sort of always explain to me how the symmetry of the world and the sort of patterns in nature would all be to do with maths, and it would all be incredibly creative. And what he liked was sort of finding solutions to things, like in my teenage years in the 80s, the Rubik's Cube was such a big craze, right? And so he, instead of sort of using someone else's formula for how to solve the Rubik's Cube, he devised his own formula, which he wrote in this notebook, filling pages and pages. Whereas, of course, for me, the obvious solution would be just peel off all the stickers and put them on again. But he really liked to solve things. And when I was in the hospital, sort of sleeping in next to him on the one of those funny, uncomfortable little kind of sofa, couch, put you up bed thing that they bring in to lie next to your dying parent.
Great.
I was there, I was the only person with him on his final night, obviously on the palliative care ward, and obviously there is somebody just outside if you need them. But he started speaking in the night, and he started reciting a mathematical formula. He was like, so, X equals Y over Z plus, open brackets, close bracket, and all these complicated mathematical formulas started coming out. And I thought, oh my God, should I be writing this down, Marina? Should
Yes, it's genius.
Should I be documenting? Is this somehow the solution to the universe that he's been thinking all his 88 years has been leading up to? He's like, oh, I've got to tell Rosie about this because, someone's going to write it down and pass it on. And yet it seemed like this moment of, I've figured it out. Yeah. And so I didn't have a pen right there or a notebook, and I was like, I don't understand some of these like symbols and signs that you're saying because I haven't done maths since A level. And so I was like, yes, got it. And I'm like, I'm not going to remember this. Maybe I should start recording a voice memo.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Panic must have been real.
Yeah, because apparently Einstein on his deathbed started reciting something in German, and nobody around at that moment spoke German, so it was undocumented. And I felt it was like this. It's oh my God, when maybe it was really, really important.
Could be the formula for something really important.
I think the important thing really in that moment was to say to him, yes. Brilliant, I've got it. Yes, I've got it.
I've got that. I mean, that was probably said to him a lot in his life if he was that clever with maths.
And people were like, that has totally gone over my head, but I'm going to to and go, yes. Yes, Brian, that sounds absolutely brilliant.
Spot on.
Yes.
Spot on. I'm with you, Brian. So, that was kind
of... A real smart bean there. He must have had a fantastic sense of humour, though, knowing you, I bet. Because maths people and humour do go hand in hand, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Although he was eccentric as well, and sort of didn't always understand that people didn't enjoy exactly the routine and the kinds of things, that he enjoyed, like having particular meals at particular times, and quite regimented. And he really enjoyed long walks as well. And so I sort of have a fear of long walks. That thing of like, oh God, how long is it going to be?
How many hours?
And there's always some detour. He says, oh, do you want to just go and see the waterfall? As if like it's just an extra 5 minutes.
And
it's absolutely, oh gosh, the path is blocked and we'll have to go the long way around. And it's hours, absolutely hours added onto the day to see some kind of rather feeble little trickle of a waterfall, expecting some grand cascade.
Or it's all bloody dried up.
Oh, there was a waterfall here. Yeah. Last time, it's like when comedy promoters go, oh, it's brilliant. That's one.
It was great, yeah.
So he was, very, very bright man. And he loved the things that he loved. He found many, many friends that loved the same things that he did, but he was always constantly surprised when other people didn't love all the exact same things that he did.
I feel very akin to Brian. I feel like this could be my children in 20 years going, saying the same, other than the maths. I'm terrible with the maths.
But I want to know what that formula was.
I know. So, don't rub it in.
No, sorry. Yeah. It could be something completely useless.
No. It was brilliant.
There we go, Matty bringing us down again.
And the other quick thing I did want to mention was every Christmas I used to go and stay with him because I'm an only child, so often it was just me and him. But he had a very matter-of-fact and pragmatic way of things. And so every year when he was still incredibly fit and healthy for many, many, many years, one of the first things he would show me, or the little game we would play when I got home for Christmas, was that he would show me the drawer where he kept his will. Anyway, Merry Christmas, love. But there was always this sort of, pragmatism around death, long before he did die.
That's, it's so interesting because I think as a culture here in England anyway, we don't want to think about death. And it's always good to hear about people who are that more pragmatic about it, because I know for you, Matty, when your father passed, he thought everything through.
Yeah, there was like a box with all of the insurance and everything and bank accounts and how to put it to mum and benefits. And everything was all labelled
Yeah.
in his classic RAF capital letters. Like, you know, my dad used to write on top of a ruler to make sure it was straight. Did they just do that?
Really?
I do know people that have
People
done
do
yeah.
that. They write on top of rulers, and
The
it's
sort
just
of the long letters are a problem, though, aren't they? When you've got, you know, the end of a G or something.
Yeah.
so. But yeah, so my dad's just had everything kind of prepared, like
Which does make it, I don't want to say easier because there's nothing easy about grief.
prior planning
Prior
prevents
planning.
piss poor death. I'm really enjoying having you on the show, actually. It's really nice to have a guest.
I'm enjoying having you.
Oh, well.
I'll leave the room then.
How do you deal, or how have you dealt with grief?
Well, I think, because we're all sort of funny folks, aren't we?
Yeah.
I think humour is a really interesting coping mechanism. It can, of course, be a deflection. You can be using it in an avoidant way, but I think it can also be used in an incredibly healthy way. Obviously, when I was grieving about a breakup, I used to do all these silly jokes, like how I felt better after I'd corrected my ex's spelling when she dumped me by text. But I think when Dad died, I'd sort of, in some ways, had a practice run when Mum died. And in some ways it didn't come as much of a shock how it all felt, because I had that other experience. And that was really when I totally lost my shit, was really when Mum died, even though this was just as profound and in many ways harder because I suddenly had no parents and no immediate family. The one where I did not know how to cope with it at all was when I lost Mum in my 20s. But there was humour in all the things that followed, because I had this horrendous period in my life when one loss was followed by another. Not only did my partner and I break up, we had a terrible house fire in the flat where we were living, and we lost most of our stuff as well, and all of our clothes kind of were all soot stained and ruined and everything. And our friends went in the backs of their wardrobes to find things to loan us, and this friend handed me proudly this bin bag of stuff, and in it she'd put her Brownie uniform. Which I just thought was the most bizarre thing. As if
Can I use it?
in the time I was working at this film and TV production company, as if I'm going to sort of rock up in somebody else's Brownie uniform.
Sorry, don't mind my outfit. I've just had a house fire and someone's lent me some clothes last minute.
I wish it happened. I wish you hadn't said about the house fire. It just turned up. So when, are you in the Brownies? No.
No, house fire.
I mean, one of the things, it wouldn't be possible, would it?
No.
Because you get kicked out of the Brownies at a very specific age at which you choose to become a girl guide, or that's it.
Oh, you're
There
out.
is no extended Brownie time. I would look like some sort of sad woman who was holding on to her Brownie days when she was truly happy.
I won't let you go.
It was her one taste of power when she became Sixer of the Pixies.
Look how many badges she has.
I know. She got her cookery and her artist badge.
Oh my God. I feel a sketch coming on here.
It was a way of showing off all your achievements. But
It
they
was,
weren't
yeah.
even my achievements. There was someone else's
Someone
badges.
else's.
I don't think she'd even got many badges, to be fair. I mean,
That's
only
even
give
sad.
someone your Brownie uniform if you got a shit ton of badges and you were like the best Brownie that ever lived.
That's even more depressing.
Yeah, there was a poor array of badges.
Tell me for a moment you considered wearing it.
I did try it on. It was a decent fit, actually. Because I remained very petite for much of my life, and I did fit.
Oh my God, that image will stay with me forever.
But I mean, it wasn't the motto about helping or something. So.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Oh God. Well, she was helping you out.
No, not really.
believe I'm going to say this. We already have to wrap it up.
Oh.
Which is probably a good thing because my face is hurting from
My
laughing.
face hurts.
Yes.
And we're all in our Brownie uniforms with our dead dad bags over our shoulders.
For our ashes.
And
really
I
do.
really wish I was wearing pants today.
Especially with that skirt, mate. Oh, it has been absolutely fantastic, as I knew it would be, having you on the show, Rosie. I should say Rosie's got her own podcast. She is an award-winning podcaster herself, so please do check that out. We're going to put all the details in the bio. But before you go, I would like to ask you, what is next for you?
Well, I've just been on this writing retreat because I was accepted onto Arvon's advanced writing programme by the fiction tutor who was a Booker Prize nominee. Don't you know?
I feel like you're giving this nothing, Matty. Come on.
I
Yeah,
have no
come on,
idea what
you-
you're on
you-
about. I have absolutely no idea about words.
You're done. You've used up all your energy.
I only in English.
But I am writing a novel. So I got
wow.
Arts Council funding, developing your creative practice funding to transition from non-fiction writing, which was, one of my non-fiction books was the one that you read, the Breakup Monologues. And now I am moving on to writing a novel set in the comedy industry. And it's about a lot of different things, but a lot about identity, privilege, and sort of cultural appropriation, particularly in relation to queer culture, and particularly looking at how women are around one another in a sexist industry, and how there's sometimes this myth that women are awesome and sort of lifting one another up, but then there are sometimes women who are not supportive of other women.
Oh,
So I'm
yes.
looking at that little knotty kind of crunchy business. And it's super interesting to write. And any publishers out there, come and get me, because it's really good. You know, it's already being like longlisted in a few like writing competitions.
I'm not
and stuff like
surprised.
that.
Yeah. I think that is just bang on. I was nodding along vigorously there because
It makes me want to read.
Cool.
if we've achieved one thing today,
We have turned this young illiterate lad
into potentially reading. No, that sounds absolutely bang on. Immediately just hearing what that's all about, I just know already. I can't wait to read it. So
cool.
yeah, you're going to have to give us the info where to find it once it's out and it's finished. So no pressure, but hurry up and finish it.
Yeah. Well, but in the meantime, just keep in touch on social media stuff and that.
Yeah, so you can Google Rosie Wilby. We'll put all of the info in the bio. But this has been fantastic. I can't wait for that new
I've
book.
had a really, really great day, and it was quite nervous having a guest on and how's it going to be, but it's been really nice. It's been really natural.
Rosie survived.
Rosie survived. She hasn't cried.
God. Imagine if you had a death on the show.
On the show.
Don't give it away.
Put the knife down, Matty.
That's the Christmas special.
And on that note, thank you very much, listeners. It's a bye from me. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to us, turning grief into giggles and loss into laughter.
We're sharing these tales to help others feel less alone.
We're just getting started, but we would love to bring guests in for future episodes.
Got a story? Want to disco with us?
Get in touch with us, links in the bio.
Let's make grief a little less grim.